6th of 1970, which was a Sunday of Labor Day weekend, and we had to move rather quickly. Here we are in the living room of Connie's parents' house, opening wedding presents. As you imagine, with all of her family, plus our friends, there were quite a few wedding presents. And we had a big time that evening opening all of them. And here is the loot, all put out on display there in the front parlor. And here's some of the wedding party on the back patio. Jean Reese and Marilyn and Ron came to Sag Harbor on very short notice to be part of the wedding party. Here's Ron taking a picture of us. My pastor, Pastor Groff, also came to participate in the wedding ceremony. We had the rehearsal dinner the night before the wedding at the Seaside Restaurant, which was right on the water, right alongside the North Haven Bridge in Sag Harbor. And these are pictures taken at that dinner. There's Joe Sherry to my right, Connie sitting next to Karen, Jean Reese on the end. There's Lee and Mary and Doris, Ron Bell, Vicky, Linda Hood, Pastor Groff. My dad is opening something there. I'm not really sure what he's doing. Another view of the table. There's Pastor Groff in the foreground next to Linda Hood, Vicky. I'm listening to something very intently here. It must have been something my dad was saying. The children were an important part of the wedding. Here's Mary and little Alicia. This is back at the house, I think, after the rehearsal dinner. There's Lee and Joe and my dad. And Vicky serving punch. My mom and Nona. My folks. Jean's watching Gramp do something. I'm not real sure what. There's my mom. There's Doris in the background. Linda Hood, Connie in the chair, Lee behind her. Everybody's admiring the presents, I guess. Here are the two dads setting up furniture out on the patio. We had this is the night before the wedding ceremony. In the morning, we're loading up the U-Haul trailer. I rented a 4x6 trailer from U-Haul. We didn't have any furniture to carry, but we did have our clothes, books and record stereo. More than would fit comfortably in my Chevrolet, and so we had this 4x6 foot trailer, which everyone is helping to load here early in the morning. And these are scenes at Connie's folks' house in preparation for the wedding. And my dad and my mom straightening his tie or his boutonniere while Mary looks on. I don't know who took all these pictures. I know my mom took some of them. There's Connie and Karen and Mary. They were the flower girls. Here's the official photographer posing her for an official wedding portrait. And here are the ladies out in the yard. Connie and Lee as maid of honor. Karen and Mary as the flower girls. Let's see if we can get a close-up there. That's better. It was a beautiful day. Here's my dad and I leaving, I think, the place where my folks were staying on our way to the church. And here is the doorway to the church, the St. Andrew's Church there in Sag Harbor. The lady by the door is Shirley Groff. And here's my dad and I arriving at the church. Gene and Ron Bell, the groomsmen. There's Joe Sherry with his children. There's Ann Louise and Tom. I guess that's Matt looking in the door. There's Connie and Lee and Gramp arriving at the church. There's coming down the aisle. Here are the two flower girls, Karen and Mary. Lee, matron of honor, and Connie and her dad coming down the aisle. Again, I don't know who took all these pictures. Here's a close-up of the altar. Here's the ceremony in progress. And this is taken by someone in the front row, probably my mother. Here we're just turning away from the altar, starting back down the aisle. The newlyweds. There were a lot of people in church, as you could see. Here's my dad, who was best man, with Lee. Karen and Mary, and behind them, Ron and Jean. Greeting guests on the steps of the church after the ceremony. And here's the wedding party, all posed for their portrait. And now we're starting to on our way to the wedding reception. We are in front of the church. Connie's cousin Bob drove us in his car. We had the reception at Barron's Cove Inn, the nicest restaurant in town. I don't know how Gramp managed to secure it on this particular day. It's right on the water, facing the marina, or it was, facing the marina by the bridge. Here we are arriving. There's our car just coming in. And here we are coming up the walk. This is inside the restaurant. I guess they're waiting for us. Here we are greeting the guests coming in the door. There's a close-up of the cake. There's Joe and Lee. And here we are, the bride and groom. And here we are again. That's Father Drab sitting on my right. He and Pastor Groff performed the ceremony jointly. We had a live band for dancing, three-piece band, as I believe. Remember? Rather good one. Here's Tony Mangano dancing with Nona. And there's Joe Sherry dancing with Linda Hood. And there's Alicia dancing with Tom, I believe. And there you can see some of the musicians, too. But we had to be on our way if we were going to get to Indiana. We had a reservation that night in New Jersey. So we had to leave the reception and get back to the house and change clothes and get going. So here we are about to get underway here with the car and our U-Haul trailer. And here we are going out the driveway. We didn't know about the Just Married sign. All the family had kind of collaborated together, I think, and put that sign on the back of the trailer. And so we went across Long Island with that sign. We got some waves and some grins. Didn't know why we were attracting attention. But folks had fun with it. Our honeymoon was all too brief, but we went to Strickland's Honeymoon Resort in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. There are a number of honeymoon resorts in this area. This is a nice one in a wooded setting. They have a variety of different kinds of accommodations, of cabins and hotel rooms. Here is what the kind of place we stayed in. Here it is on the other side, what the entrance to it looked like. We were only here 2 nights, really, and one full day. Had a number of activities, though, that we put together in that day. One of them was carpet golf. Connie had never played carpet golf before, so I took her out in the carpet golf course, and she said, "What do I do?" I said, "You just take the club and knock the ball into that hole over there," and so she did, and so of course then the rest of it from there was easy. The next question was, what do I do next? We also rented bicycles and went for a ride around the countryside. Here we are on the hill looking down at one of the other resorts in the area. I'm going to take a picture of my beautiful bride with the beautiful flowers. And of course she had to take some pictures too. Here she is taking a picture. And I think this is what she was taking a picture of. In the evenings, they had a very nice nightclub show, and we'd get dressed up and go to the club for a nice dinner and show and dancing. This is the nightclub. It was right in the middle of the grounds of the resort. It was really regretted the fact that we had such a short time here, but we had to be on our way because I had to get to Indiana University, where I was going to be a graduate student.